Hey, hi, hello everyone. It is Mama Smash here with today's speed build, and we are on the 11th day of the 12 days of Simsmas today. So as you can see in the start of this video, I'm laying out all of the past items for the days of Simsmas. And if this is your first 12 days of Simsmas build you're watching here on my channel, here's a quick rundown of how it goes. First, I choose a different world, a different lot type every day of the 12 days of Christmas, starting on Christmas Day. And then I'm doing a speed build that I'll upload to my channel on each of those days. Every day has a theme that goes with the song, the 12 days of Christmas. So, for instance, today is the 11th day, so 11 pipers piping is the theme. And each day has an object that goes with that theme that I have to use a certain amount of. So today is 11 in that build, as well as one of every object from the days before, kind of like the song does. So today I am building a lounge, kind of like performance space, and I'm building in Del Sol Valley, which came with the Get Famous pack. And I decided that the object for today is the Pied Piper guitar. It is the only type of pipe that shows up if you search that in the search catalog of build and buy mode. And so I thought that a guitar would be great. So that's what I am doing for today, is a guitar in this lounge in Del Sol Valley. And so one part that I had to figure out how to do here was, because I had to put 11 guitars, I had to figure out where I was going to put all of these guitars, because I couldn't very well have 11 guitars up on a stage. That would be way too many. And so I ended up making it so this is a lounge, and it also, I gave it a backstory, kind of has this side side entrance that has a classroom for guitar lessons for kids. So it's, it has, a little bit of colorful wallpaper and decals and things like that, and some colorful chairs, and there's guitars and chairs, and then like a spot for like where the instructor will be. So that is how I ended up using 11 different guitars in this build. And other than that, it's just a normal lounge. And so as you can see here, I'm kind of making a little like VIP area. You even have the specific archway that you have to get through the rope. You have to be the certain celebrity level to get through the rope. So I'm making this little lounge space over here. As you can see, one of the paintings that I have to use from the 4th day, the Birds of a Feather 4-print set, is up on the wall there. So that's where one of those ends up coming in to this build. And I also end up putting the egg over in that section. I thought it was decorative and fancy, and so I figured it kind of fit. And on the edges of that VIP section are also a few pear trees. So that's there. And then right by one of the pear trees is a little table, stool type thing with the frog on it. And I chose the Hypno Frog. Since the frogs were from the 10 Lords of Leaping Day yesterday, I had to choose one specific frog, much like I chose one specific decorative egg. And so I chose the Hypno Frog, which I thought was kind of cool, with its little swirly on its back. So that is the frog, and its tank is over under one of the pear trees, and I figured it would probably like the green space over there. So this lounge space, I made it so that it has a nice stage area, so it has kind of like 2 tiers of stage and then plenty of seating. A lot of the lounge has black, white, and gold as the main colors. That felt very loungy to me. And so lounges have a bar. They have to have a few love seats, specifically love seats. You can't do like chairs. You can't do couches. Specifically, you have to have a few love seats. So I have a couple love seats over in the VIP area to do that. And then I also did something kind of cool over here on the side of the stage, where I made a little like space where if you were having a comedian or a performing artist, this is kind of like their backstage where they might wait before they come on stage. So there's a little private restroom over there. And then I'll cover this wall with some curtains to kind of make it look like it would be like a backstage area. And then there'll be a little doorway that people can go through to actually get back there. So that I thought was a fun idea. I worked in tech when I was in college, so this felt pretty realistic to me to have this kind of space where you would have a performing artist have their own kind of space, if they have specific needs like certain M&Ms or something, you can have those back there too. I think I just put a little water bottle with some glasses next to it back there so that they could make sure to be well hydrated before their set, whatever it is. So there's that. I also put a couple of cool like moving lights on the edges of the stage so that create some cool colorful lights on the floor of the stage. And then I continued with those same curtains from over on the side where the backstage area is onto the back of the stage as well. So from the outside, the club or the lounge looks kind of plain. I kind of tried to fit in with how Del Sol Valley is with a lot of like cement kind of looking spaces. And so the outside will end up looking plain, but the inside I feel like looks a lot more fancy. And so I really like that kind of contrast. As you can see now, I'm working on the section that I was talking about with the students and their little guitar lesson area. The French hen statue from day 3 is also over here. I figured I could just picture this guitar teacher is one of those that like has all these metaphors to like help teach and like something about being the mother hen to all of these budding guitarists, and so I kind of like the idea of the sculpture being over there. So that's where that little sculpture ended up for this day. And like I said, a lot of the guitars ended up over there as well. And it took me a little bit to figure out the sizing of this room. I wanted it to be really open. It's pretty much all windows except for the side that's connected to the lounge, so that there could be a lot of light in that space. And then one thing that I've really enjoyed about these challenges of the 12 days of Simsmas is that it's made me try things that I haven't done before, either techniques or try different worlds or types of builds. And so one of the things that I have really never worked with before until this challenge was fountains. So I've done a couple of fountains now. One of them was at the nightclub, and so today I also did a fountain in the corner of the lot, which was really fun. Like I said, I'm not used to doing fountains. I was still kind of getting used to it. I didn't know you could raise them, kind of like you raise a foundation, but it sort of raises it like it raises the ground around it as well. So it was all a learning experience, and I really appreciate that. So the fountain over in the corner is where I end up using the dancing girl statue as well as the swan tubs too. So that's where those end up. As you can see, the golden ring ends up right on top of the sign for the lounge, and I don't know. I thought it was just really eye-catching, and so that's where it ended up. It made me feel like very bling bling. This is a really cool up-and-coming spot to be on a weekend, and so that's where it ended up. The top also has a spotlight on it, so if you turn the spotlight on, then it does move around, like a spotlight normally would. You think of those big ones like outside of clubs that just kind of go back and forth to like tell you this is where the club is. So it's up there, and that's what it does. So I pair that with the lettering and with the kind of white background so you can see the black lettering. And then over here on the side, I used some platform type. They're not platforms, but you can make them into like a deck over on the side here, and then just put some different foliage down with some palm trees to kind of match the world around it in Del Sol Valley. And then I'll do the same over, I'll kind of like shorten this and then do the same over on the side. So that's kind of how this will end up. And I put some agave plants too. I figured that, made sense. And then I'm putting some picnic tables over by the little kids teaching area. I figured, maybe it's like they have a camp or something during the summer, and so they need somewhere to eat lunch, during the day so that they don't get too hungry, or maybe they have snack time. I don't know. However they have their guitar lessons there is a space for them to have a snack or have lunch together. And then I went and was trying to do the front, and like I said earlier, I really tried to make it less conspicuous from the outside and really fit in with the world around it, rather than it being super flashy on the outside, other than the sign, because it has a big golden ring on top of it. It can't be like super not flashy, but the coloring of it in general is more bland and more plain. So that's kind of how that ended up. And then checking it out at night, like I usually do, making sure that it's light enough inside and that the colors kind of match before I go and put colors on the wall. I'm going through and putting some little centerpieces on the tables. I chose kind of like a black vase with like a stick thing in it. I thought flowers didn't feel quite right, and so sticks it is. That's what you end up with as centerpieces for the lounge here. And I wanted to highlight the different tables, and so that's why the gold decals got put on the floor, to just really kind of emphasize where those spaces were. I really like these Star Wars chandeliers that I have over the tables, these big saucers. I think they look really nice, and they actually cover a fair amount of space, which some of the chandeliers don't always do, so I really appreciated that. And then now I'm back over working on the fountain. I had to go get a sim because I didn't know what a couple of these look like. I thought about using this one that's kind of around the bottom of the statue right now, but I don't end up using that. And the reason why, now that I'm remembering, is because the statue here of the dancing girl is actually on top of the milkmaid milk jug from day 8. So I wanted to not cover that up because I figured it needed its time to shine too. And so I took that circular fountain out from the bottom of the statue so that the milkmaid milk jug also had a space. So we're kind of coming towards the end. I'm going to put some paint up and decals in this kid space for the learning. And so if you would like to use this in your own gameplay, it'll be up on my Sims 4 gallery at the Sims 4 I am Mama Smash RR. And then all of my 12 Days of Simsmas builds are available under the hashtag Mama Smash Simsmas, so you can get any of those there as well. And let me know today, if you were living in Del Sol Valley, would you have been a kid that would be coming to this guitar place? Would you have, come to take classes here, or would you have been somewhere else around town? And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time. I hope you all are having a smashing day. Bye!